So, good afternoon and welcome to today's Lunchtime Learn. It's all about how to be assertive. Firstly, a bit about My People Club. So, myself and Christina are the founders of My People Club. For those of you that haven't heard about it before, it's an online membership platform and it's very much focused towards people who are in a HR profession or coaching or training. And you can find out more about it at our website. So, if you're a member of My People Club, what can you find inside? Well, if you're within a HR role, there is a huge resource center in there. There are literally hundreds of letters, documents, policies, checklists, case studies, everything you need to take your career from an early HR professional through to a much more seasoned HR professional. If you're in coaching, then there are a lot of resources in there to help set yourself up as a coach in terms of some of the documents you need to get agreements in place with clients, through to those that you would use in your coaching sessions, different models, different feedback forms, and different ways in which you can keep improving your coaching skills. And if you're a trainer and you deliver training programs online or in person, then there's loads of useful aids that we've got in the site to help you deliver more and more effective training, have some icebreakers that you can incorporate. And we've got some slide packs in there that are on specialist subjects, so you can use those as part of your training as well. Now, other benefits that our members have, you can see here. So every month we have been producing new masterclasses. We had a number of them available when we launched at the start of March, and we continue to roll them out every month. And they cover subjects which are relevant to people in HR coaching and training, but also to people who maybe are small business owners or are self-employed, and to help them think about how they market themselves in business, how they need to set themselves up in terms of the technology they use and the infrastructure they use. There's a whole variety. So we've got those masterclasses that happen every month, and halfway through the month, we have a live Q&A session with the person that gave us the masterclass, an external expert, someone who's a specialist in their field. We also have mentoring programs in place. So for people who join who maybe are more senior, more experienced, they offer some of their time to more junior people who are looking to get some support and guidance. We've also got a number of businesses on board who complement the services that we offer. So Christina knows that through her career as a HR director, she often needed access to other businesses that could help her when she was organizing events, organizing management events, away days. She needed to find venues, she needed catering, she needed to think about accommodation. That's often hard work, and it takes a lot of time to scour different venues, different suppliers. What we're trying to do is bring them to your doorstep. So we've been working with different businesses who offer a whole variety of products and services to bring them to you, to make your life easier. And they're within our business directory. And some of them are offering exclusive discounts as well to My People Club members, in some cases up to 20% discounts. And that includes food and drink venues as well. That's enough about My People Club and what we offer. Got some more exciting news to share with you at the end of this Lunchtime Learn. So when Christina has finished talking about assertiveness, stay tuned just to give you a couple more exciting updates, which I think you'll be very interested to hear. So over to you, Chris.
Thank you. So we've got quite a bit to get through today, so I'm going to dive straight into it. Obviously, assertiveness is quite a big topic, so it's going to be like the broad strokes of it today. And then if anyone wants it in more detail, we can perhaps do further sessions of it. What I would say, there's quite a lot of information inside My People Club as well. We've got sort of questionnaires and big booklets on assertiveness, and it goes into a lot more detail, so you can also find more information there. But for today, let's dive straight in. So assertiveness is all about communication, and it is really all about being direct quite often, but also about being non-reactive, and most importantly about being respectful for people. And we're going to look at some of the relationships between being aggressive and being assertive and what the differences are and things like that. So we will dive straight in. Again, like I just said, it is about being direct. So if Stevie Wonder has a good quote, if you don't ask, you don't get. And quite often that's the case. And we're going to look into the reasons why people might not ask all the time. So some of the really important things about being assertive: confidence without being aggressive. So in psychology, it's actually a learnable skill. So it is something that you can learn. You know, it's not something that comes naturally to everybody. And it is a really fine balancing line between aggression, between being passive. So yeah, that, you know, being too assertive can delve into being aggressive, being not assertive enough can then also delve into being passive or being passive aggressive. And again, we'll look a little bit into that as we go through. It's also a mode of communication, so it's really important when we're communicating with other people, not just at work, but in our lives as well. So the more you can practice being assertive, then the easier your relationships will be, whether that's work, home, whatever it might be, with friends. And also the clearer it'll be, so people will know exactly what you want, how you want it, and it's all around how you do that in a respectful way. So assertive people are generally able to be outspoken, they're generally able to be confident, to analyse information, and also to point out where perhaps information is lacking. So as a manager, it's really important to be assertive, because if things aren't quite the way you would like it, or there's information missing, then it's being able to point that out in a way that the other person can take it on board. So an assertive person will often say things like, I would like, I feel, whatever it might be. So it's about owning, their desires, their likes. It's not about saying, that person over there or the team feels like, an assertive person will own how they feel. And that's part of having confidence as well. So the more confident you are, the more likely you are to be assertive. Again, what's it all about? So it's really about being direct, honest, and respectful when dealing with others. And it's a really, really fine balancing line. And if we move on to the next couple of slides, where we look into the importance of being assertive. So when you're all about yourself, then it can quite easily roll into aggression. So generally an assertive person, it is about what they want, but sometimes as a manager, it'll be what I want as for the good of the team, for the good of the company, all that sort of thing. When it's all about me, because maybe I just want to be promoted or whatever, then it can start leading into, into aggression quite often. And when you're always about the other person, so as a manager, you have to take on board the wants of your team, but actually when it's all about the other person or the team or whatever it might be, then you can get into a passive state where actually, it's not for the good of the company necessarily. So there is that middle bit that's highlighted there that is all about being assertive. It's about saying no without feeling guilty, because you're saying no for a particular reason. It's about being able to express your wants in a particular way that's still respectful. And you'll know whether the difference between being aggressive and assertive, because if the other person is perhaps hearing the word no, but actually they understand why you're saying no and they're taking it on board and they're okay with it. They might not like it. It might not be the answer they wanted to hear, but they're okay with it. Then it's landing in the right way. If you're saying no and it's really upsetting people, or perhaps you haven't given the reasons why you're doing something, then, again, it's not necessarily landing right, and they might see you as being aggressive, or they might see you as being something else. So fine line to tread, and it takes a lot of practice, but it is worth doing. So again, as we said in the bottom there, even if they don't get their own way, they will feel respected because you've taken the time to explain it. You've been very clear and direct, and you've explained why, why it can't be, or what the reason is for it. Now, there's a lot of really common misconceptions about being assertive. I'm going to look at some of those now because it really does hold people back. So fear of repercussions is probably the main reason why people act unassertively, should I say. So they're afraid of what people might think of them. They're afraid that they might be called, I don't know, a bully or a diva or demanding. And some people might view it like that, people that really can't take the word no or really can't take advice off other people. They might see it as some of those things. But actually, if you're really assertive, you're doing things in a really clear and direct way that's respectful to other people, and you're explaining why you're doing things. So you shouldn't be afraid of it. Some people think that they'll be selfish if they say what they want. So if you're perhaps not as confident, you're forever putting the needs of other people before yourself. And actually, it's not selfish to say what you want. You know, you're sort of assuming there that other people will be unreasonable and, you know, that you're not on an equal level to them. So if you're just saying what you want, all you're doing is putting yourself and your wants on an equal level to those of other people. So if other people are saying what they want or the direction they want to go with something perhaps or whatever, then you're just as able and just as equal as anyone else to put your wants and direction and everything else forward as well. So just have a real think about that, because that is a different way of reframing it and a different way of looking at it. There's other ones as well that if you stand up for yourself, it'll anger or upset the other person. Again, that assumes other people that are unreasonable. So why would other people be upset if you say what you want, if they're saying what they want? So again, you know, it's all about putting your needs and wants on that equal level with other people. Another really, really big one, particularly if you're not that confident, is that actually people won't like me if I say what I want or if I act assertively. So a good way to look at this is to think of somebody that you would describe as assertive. Now, do you respect them any less? And have a real think about that, because that's quite an interesting one. Quite often, actually, you know, it might not be the case all the time, but quite often you actually respect assertive people more because you know exactly where you stand with them. And there's quite a lot of phrases like firm but fair, you know, that go with assertive people. So yeah, you know, they might not be a pushover, but they're fair. They treat everybody equally. They treat everybody with respect. You know where they are with them. You know, they might be a bit blunt sometimes or say, right, this is where we need to go, but actually that is where you need to go, or they've got a reason for it. You know, they don't tend to be too wishy-washy, all that sort of stuff. So actually, I personally have a lot of respect for people who are assertive, because I really like to deal with people like that, who are straight to the point, who are very clear, who tell me exactly what they want and how they want it. Because it saves a lot of messing around, doesn't it? You know, especially if you're working with clients and things, that's exactly what you want to hear. You don't want to do a load of work and then go, oh, actually, that's not really what I meant, and you've got to do another load of work. So have a real think about that if you're a bit scared of being assertive, because there's different ways to look at it. And actually, you know, the more you think about it and the more you go through it and read this sort of stuff, the more you will realise that being assertive is a really, really positive thing. Plan and practice. So if you're not assertive, and on the MyPeopleClub platform, we've actually got a checklist of about 11 points or so that goes through all the different ways of how you can practice and stuff. But, you know, if you're somebody that's not very confident, or you've not had much practice in being assertive, then as sad as it sounds, you know, you can do a little bit of role play. So, you know, get a friend or get somebody in your family, your partner, or, you know, whoever, and just have a little practice. You know, if you're somebody that's a little bit shy to say what you want, have a little practice, because it is that catch-22 that the more you practice, the easier it will become. And that's the same with a lot of things in life, isn't it? The more you do it, the better you are going to be at it. So if assertive is new, get a friend to practice with, and just do a little bit of role play where, you know, you can say exactly how you feel. Other things that I haven't really put in this slide pack, because obviously we haven't got much time today, but things like body language. So stand tall, shoulders back, you know, there's a whole exercise, you know, where if you stand really tall and breathe and sort of stretch your chest, all that sort of stuff in front of a mirror, and you open your eyes, do it for a minute, and then you will feel more powerful, you will feel bigger, you will feel stronger. If you do the same exercise in front of the mirror and hunch over and squish yourself small and all that sort of stuff, and then open your eyes, you will feel smaller, you will feel less confident, all that sort of stuff. So when you're doing this kind of thing, be aware of your body language. Do that whole thing of fake it till you make it. If you're not confident, you know, just practice in front of a mirror and pretend that you're, you know, stronger than you feel perhaps. The other way to do it is think of somebody who you really admire or who is assertive, and channel them. So think about them and how would they stand, how would they speak. And again, you can practice with somebody, you can practice in front of a mirror, and all that kind of exercise will just help you start stirring up that confidence that you need if it's not something that comes that naturally to you. So again, in the on the platform, we do have different tools, and we've got different exercises that you can do. And one of the exercises is actually a list of the areas or situations where you would like to be more assertive. So, you know, it might be that you want to ask your boss for a pay rise or something, or for a promotion or a learning opportunity, and you've not quite got the confidence to do it. Write it down. There's a thing, again, and this is going into neurological practices, but that actually if you write down your goals and you write down your desires and your wishes, it has that right left brain thing where actually your creative side is imagining it, but your logical side is actually writing it down. So it's so much more powerful because it uses both sides of your brain. Write down what you would like to happen, and then if it is say a learning opportunity, you want to go on a course or something, and you're too shy to ask your boss or to be assertive about it, write it down. How would it go? Practice in front of the mirror saying the reasons why, because being assertive is all about explaining why as well, and having that logic behind it. What is the benefit of you going on that course? What's it going to achieve for you and for others? So that's something that you can do as a little practice to help you get in the mindset of being more assertive. So looking at some of the benefits of being assertive. Now, obviously, there's loads and loads of benefits of being assertive. One is that you're going to have more confidence. So you are going to feel stronger. You're going to look more confident, even if perhaps you don't feel it to begin with. And also, it's all about value, isn't it? So particularly as you are a manager or a team leader or whatever, you want others to be confident in you and your skills as a manager. So being assertive is a really, really key skill. You're also going to be a better negotiator and problem solver if you're assertive, because you're actually able to articulate what you want and how it will work or what benefits it will bring. And it also means that when you're problem solving, you're going to be doing it in a really pragmatic and logical way that people will respect. So again, it's about bringing people with you as you do practice being assertive. Another thing that we've got on the MyPeopleClub site, we look into the relationships, and there's also like a little diagram. There's a triangle, and you've got assertiveness at the top, and then at one corner you've got passive and submissive. In the middle you've got passive aggressive, and then you've got aggressive. So there's a real fine line between all of those types of relationships. And you don't want to be seen as an aggressive manager, because then people will be intimidated. They won't want to they won't necessarily want to work with you, but they won't want to be on that journey with you. You're not going to get people on that path with you. You don't want to be passive aggressive where you just feel angry all the time at your manager and you just, haven't got the confidence to say anything, but you're sort of murmuring in the background or moaning to other people. And you don't want to be submissive either, where you just feel like you're being steamrolled, or, after every conversation, you're just like, oh, I wish I had the confidence to say that or to respond to that because I really don't agree with it. And again, all of those lead to extra frustrations, anxiety, and again, we all know how important mental health is, so we don't want to be in those states. So assertiveness is at the top of that triangle, and that's really the state and the practice and the behavior that we really want to get to, because it's good for us, it's good for our souls, our own mental health to be in that place, and it's good for everybody around us because they know where they are, they know where they stand, they know where they're going, they know they're being treated with respect. So have that in your mind as you're, thinking about your behaviours. And it's not just at work, it's at home and everywhere else as well. So it's something that kind of rolls out across everything you do in life. And then, as it says at the bottom there, so you're going to be less anxious, you're going to be less stressed, people around you are going to be less stressed. You can be an assertive person most of the time. So that is a really, really quick overview of being assertive. Like I said, there's so much more that we could go into, but on these short sessions, we only have a short amount of time, really. But we will, if it's something of interest, we will delve into it deeper in further sessions. And we've got loads of sort of corresponding sessions coming up around learning cycles and all that sort of stuff. So be sure to check those out. And then for those that are members, there's loads more stuff on the website that you can delve into to help you on your journey to being more assertive.
big exciting news coming up Monday the 3rd of August. We are launching our free membership. We've added a free membership layer because we wanted to provide some of what's on the inside of My People Club. So for those of you that are in HR or coaching or training, as I said, there's a whole raft of resources in there. We're going to put some of them in this free membership for free. You also get access to these Lunchtime Learns, so the replays, which we package up after every fortnightly Lunchtime Learn. They will all be within the free membership site. Now, the masterclasses, up till now, we've kept them just for our full members, for the paying members. But what we're going to do is put our very latest one on there. That's by a gentleman called Josh Littler. It's all about the psychology of work, and it talks about understanding learning styles, communication styles, thinking about how, as a leader or a manager in a business, or even someone that just works with other people or collaborates with other people, picking up on some of the signs of stress and burnout. So really great stuff in that masterclass. So you'll have access to the whole suite, including the workbook and the live Q&A that we did with Josh shortly after that launched. And as I said, we've got businesses on board and they offer discounts. So we might even give some of those discounts your way as part of that free membership. And you'll be the first to know. So when we've got new events happening, when we're putting some offers out there, you'll be the first to know about them as well. Now, if you are considering being a full member, it's worth also knowing that at the end of August, the prices will be going up. So when we launch at the beginning of March, we set a launch price of $39.99 per month. And that's for as long as you want to stay with us. Our intention was to put that price up to £57 after a couple of months. But of course, COVID hit, we went into lockdown, everyone's jobs were impacted, everyone's lives were impacted. So we maintained that launch price all the way through what has been this rather strange period. But we've putting the prices up at the beginning of September to the normal price of £57. So you will have the month of August to enjoy some free membership, have an explore of what's inside My People Club in terms of what you can see in terms of those free resources and the masterclass. That will give you a really good taster of what you can expect as a full member, where you've literally got access to hundreds more documents, almost a dozen more masterclasses that will be there over the course of the year, and all the discounts across all those businesses that we're working with. So make a note that we've got free launch happening, free membership launching at the beginning of August, and then the membership does go up at the beginning of September. If you want to find out more, go to our website, www.mypeopleclub.com. We've also got a mini coaching course out there, and that doesn't matter if you're in free membership or full membership. It's a coaching course we put out at the beginning of lockdown, really to help people think about creating a positive mindset, thinking about goals, thinking about how they overcome any barriers or hurdles in order to move forward and be successful. So if you're interested in looking at that, again, hit our website, look at the shop, and you will see the mini coaching course there. We always love to hear from people. My People Club is about the members. It's membership led. So we always want to hear from you. So if you want to talk to us, send us an email, hit the website. If you're thinking about joining, have a look at the Join Here page as well. And we're on the socials. We're across Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Everything we do, every video we do, every Lunchtime Learn, everything is on YouTube. So if you want to see more, get on YouTube. But of course, all of it will be available within that free membership. Beginning of 2021, we're going to be launching a new podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining today's Lunchtime Learn on how to be assertive. If you do have any questions, we've got our Facebook community where you can join. If you're in HR, if you're in coaching, if you're in training, then please do join. That's where we have a lot of the conversation. That's where a lot of the discussion happens, and some of the support that we provide to the people who are in that community. So head on over there, take a look. And if you want to join, we've got a few questions that we just need you to ask, just so that we know that you're kind of the right people to join that group. If you've loved this Lunchtime Learn, we would love to see you in 2 weeks' time. It will be myself delivering the Lunchtime Learn, and I'm going to be sharing a bit about Belbin. If you don't know what Belbin is, it's all about team profiles, how a team works, what your role is within a team. So if you want to find out more, then watch this space. The tickets are available on Eventbrite. If you're in our Facebook community, we will share the link on the morning of the Thursday in 2 weeks' time. So thank you again, and hope you have a fantastic afternoon.
Definitely. And also the free membership will, there won't be anything on the website yet. It's all launching on Monday. So if you go over to the website, don't be worried if you can't find it, because it's all been tested and created right now, and it'll all be on there from Monday morning. So don't forget to check it out then.